Present. Paul? There you are. Present. And I don't see Julie or Lindy. Those are the only two. But it looks like I only have one page.
I think post
Okay,
connection.
they might come in later. We'll just kind of keep moving along though. Let's see. So chairperson's announcement and meeting protocol. Locac represents the people of Los Osos and holds high standards for positive civic engagement, encouraging respectful, courteous, and thoughtful discussion of ideas and options. And that's in our policies and procedures.
Oh, I'm not there now. Bye.
Sorry.
I'm hearing conversation in the background. Is that?
Sorry. My fault.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the phone, so it sounds weird. So in my announcements, and I'll bring it up later, but had some computer issues and some projects that were supposed to come before us didn't. So we're in a mad rush to bring them up to date, or to bring them before us at a meeting. And I'd like to propose having another land use meeting on October 11th, which would give us time to get in touch with these project folks and give them time to get ready to make a presentation before us on October 11th, which would then give us time to get the projects over to Locac for their input on the projects.
Larry?
Yes, go ahead, Yale.
So I just wanted to reiterate, because there's some people here from the Trees and Landscape, that we will have to decide either we're going to have an earlier meeting on that day, next Monday, or just forego that meeting. So Lisa and Dave and Babe are coming usually, and Paul. So I agreed to let land use have it because we need it, and we can either meet through emails or earlier or whatever, we'll decide.
Yes, thank you very much, Yale.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Larry,
again,
I'll make a motion that we have a second meeting in the month of October so that we can review the projects that are on for August and part of the projects for September.
okay, and that'll be a Zoom meeting, and it'll be at 7 o'clock
On the 11th, right?
on
Yes.
the 11th of October.
Great. I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi.
Raise your hand.
Or
Any opposed? Okay. We will be posting this in our outreach committee, and we'll also be putting it on our webpage that's working. Our land use page seems to be having some problems, but it will be on our website there also. And we'll notify as many people as we can about this, and hopefully catch up on some of these projects that have been lost in the framework for a while. Are there any announcements from members of land use? Paul or?
Yep. No hands are raised.
No hands. Okay. And again, to remind everybody that one of the reasons I wanted to have the meeting, even though we don't have any projects or anything on the real agenda for it, is we haven't met in 2 months, and it's good to see everyone's face and, know that we're all up and well and kicking and all healthy. Then also I wanted to, because we haven't had the meeting in several months, give the public an opportunity to make any comments or questions that they might have So I open this time up to questions from the public.
All right, no
Not-
hands, no comments.
No hands. Okay. Well, at least there's people from the public showing up, which is really good. I want to make a motion approval of minutes from our last meeting of the three months ago.
I will second that.
Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes from the last meeting?
Aye. Aye.
Me too.
Everyone says aye. Okay.
I,
Aye, aye, aye.
There was,
Uh-huh.
yeah. There was a thing here. If someone could read from the ad hoc committee, it's kind of an update of
Oh, yeah.
what's been going on.
Let me find the, oh gosh, hang on. I forgot that I was going to read that. It's on the agenda, right?
It's on
Yes,
the
it is.
agenda.
Okay, Deborah couldn't be here and she, when we reached out to her and said that we'd like ad hoc to water committee to give us a little update if anything comes up in between when Locac meets or when, if anything happens in between that we might be interested in. So she wrote me back this and asked if I would read it. It says there was a Basin Management Committee meeting on Wednesday. This was in place of their normal September meeting that was canceled. No votes or actions were taken. Staff presented recommendations to the committee regarding the basin yield metric and other thresholds that would lead to a sustainable approach to the basin. It appears they're trying to follow the guidelines used by Sustainable Groundwater Management Act. The committee as a whole was not satisfied with the recommendations and asked the staff to do more work in presenting different scenarios, metrics, and thresholds. There was a discussion regarding asking ag and domestic wells to voluntarily meter their wells. At this time, only new wells are required to meter. The Basin Management Committee is moving to a transient model for the basin versus the steady state model they are using now. The county is paying for all or some of the cost of this new, more sophisticated modeling. This should provide more accurate information regarding the basin. The Los Osos Sustainability Group continues to challenge the values used to evaluate the basin. And I can't answer any questions, but that's what they sent. If you have any questions, you're certainly welcome to ask, and we can ask them and post them on our webpage.
So are there any questions from members of the committee or any questions from the public?
Nope.
Okay. Next item on the agenda we have, there's been this question of ministerial permits. We're kind of working on the permit process, on getting the permits and access to them. They've rebooted their webpage, the county has, and changed a bunch of things. And I think even Robin tried using it today and it's not working.
That's right. And I did email Carrie and she said they were debugging it. So
Yeah.
the upgrade had some bugs, apparently.
Yeah, and before they did that, they did all the permits that they were sending to me got lost. So luckily, another board member was getting them and forward them to me, and that's how I found them. And once I find out about all this, I'll find out so we can maybe add everyone's name on land use. So when the permits come out, they get the permit application directly. The other thing that's coming up, which I think is a thing for everyone here and the public to do, the CSD is looking into changing the way they pick their board members. Right now, they're elected from the Los Osos community as a whole, and they're looking into electing their board members from districts, kind of like what we do here at Locac. And they're having a meeting, if you go to their website, I think this Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, thanks, Lynette. And it's a Zoom meeting, so you can stay at home nice and comfortable and listen in. And it's just a continuation. They're having a bunch of public information and questioning things. I know I'm interested because I wonder what would happen if a bunch of people that are from one water company, but they don't live in that water company's district, but they voted to raise the prices of that water, the water of that district. You know, how fair that might or might not be to the rest of the public. But I don't know if having members from, or how they divide up our city, our town, you know, is whether it's by water companies or
No,
population or.
I think, Larry, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this has to do with the CSD, its district, you know, S&T. And
Only its district,
yeah,
yes.
and they're moving, I think they're even mandated to move from an at-large election or representation to a by district.
They're not mandated
Only,
to do it.
Isn't there an ordinance, something that the state said?
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
mandated to explore it. They aren't
Okay.
mandated to actually enforce it or do it. So that's why they have a set number of meetings. The next one will be, I think, November 1st, Thursday. So this won't be the entire agenda, but it will be part of the agenda for the CSD on those 2 dates.
yeah. So Lynette, the question is it to pick the board members just from the CSD area? Because
Yeah,
the CSD,
yeah.
parts of the CSD, don't they cover all of Los Osos?
Right, but what
well,
it is
yeah.
again, Lynette, maybe I should let you take this, but it's to really make it more democratic and more more representation for the people that are within the CSD. So let's say we went right now, the way it is, Baywood could be the one that's really representative. That's just where the CSD members are from. If they break the CSD up into districts, then each of those districts would be represented. Does that make
The
sense?
district of all of Los Osos
The CSD's district.
of
For
the
No,
CSD
there's only
district.
one.
Okay.
The CSD covers this entire area. You can go to their website and find a map of the area it covers.
Mhm.
But there are 3 separate water companies that cover their own little portions. So they hired a professional who does this sort of thing. I would advise people just go to the meeting and try and figure out, you know, where they are in this and what the reports are from the person they hired to do this. We have no idea how Locac got divvied up the way it did. I mean, I have no idea.
So are the
We
districts
have a
overlap?
handful.
So are the districts
and-
overlapping? So for instance, if it covers all of Los Osos, some of people are in the Golden State Water District, but they are actually covered by CSD as far as decision making. That's what I think Larry was asking.
It really doesn't have anything to do with the water companies. So it's really just how this professional divvies up the entire of Los Osos, just like we're divvied up. So it would be if you're in District 1 for the CSD, you can only vote for that person. And Larry brought up a really good question that, Larry, I hope you will bring to the meeting on Thursday. How does that work? Yeah, if they're going to raise prices in the CSD water company, but you're in a different district than it. Although the town is pretty much divided in half. I mean, in terms of population, in terms of customers. S&T is only like 205 water connections. It's not really much of anything.
But that's why I brought up this whole thing, and I hope everybody tunes in Thursday at the meeting. You know, I've got questions to ask.
Dave,
Because otherwise we can have,
Dave,
Dave?
Dave has his hand raised. Should we ask him? Dave,
Sure.
can you unmute if you have a question?
Yeah, actually, my question, can you hear me?
Yes.
My question had to do with the previous issue of ministerial permits, but on the subject of the CSD districts, it sort of seems like since the CSD governs the fire department and other things, that it would have to do with other things besides water, but I don't know that. But what I wanted to say about the ministerial permits was, is it possible that you guys who know more about this could explain what the ministerial permits entail? I know that it means permits that the county doesn't feel that we have any input on, but if they expose the ministerial permits to us, isn't that just opening a can of worms for the county where people are going to get up in arms about tree X or curb Y? Anyway, I'm just curious about that, but that's all I had to say.
How about an example of
Yeah, an example of a ministerial project permit would be a good idea for me.
okay, maybe I can look into getting somebody from the county coming down and explaining it to us a little bit better.
Aren't the ministerial permits like over the counter ones that you go in and you get, as opposed to if you're doing a minor use permit, you know, you go through this process. It's not over the counter.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
What makes a project over the counter versus minus use permit?
Well, it's something they have established rules for, like cutting down a tree. You have to get a permit if it's the diameter is a certain amount. So it just is over the counter. The tree is smaller than what they need, so they can just cut it down.
What about
But if it's
buildings?
At a bigger size, they have remedial things, but it doesn't come to us. They already have rules as to how those things need to be handled.
What
And
about
we don't-
building?
We don't have a community plan, so probably part of the problem with that is that we see these minor use permits because we don't have a community plan that's been approved.
Another example, Yael, would be vacation rentals. To get that permit, it's a minor use permit. So you go through this process. But if you were to get a homestay permit, you know, you're gonna have visitor services just in a room in your house while you're there. That is a ministerial over the counter permit. Unless there's something, unless you're on some coastal zone, like I think in my neighborhood, people across the street would still have to get a minor use permit for the homestay.
Well, in
But by
terms
and
of
large,
the
that's no
coastal
different.
zone, it goes all the way as far as practically to Foothill Boulevard for things we have seen in the past.
Mhm.
So, yeah, anything in Los Osos is coastal zone, anything.
But
Yeah,
what
there's,
about- Lindy was saying that there are some buildings, some new constructions that she thought were not going, that were through only the ministerial. I remember she was complaining about that. She's not here, unfortunately. So are there these cases too? Are there this like a whole building, just a tree?
One of the things with ministerial permits, because I went to the permit page, people have businesses they run out of their office, out of their homes, you know, and these are permits that go through and they don't come to us, you know, and they're, you know, running a mail order business or a phone service business or some little, you know, that you need a business license and everything, they need a permit. But those would be ministerial permits that don't come to us unless they, and a vacation rental, would also need a business license. They would need a business license for that property, but the vacation rental already came to us under the vacation rental ordinance. And so when they went to get their business license, they wouldn't have to repeat that again, is what I understand ministerial permits are. Some of these houses that are built in town here have come to land use 5 or 10 years ago and are now just being built. So technically, when they get their ministerial permit now, they've already been to Locac, and not Locac, but land use, and Locac several years ago and went through the permit process. And now they're just finishing that part of the process. And I think that's the one that's the one I think people have questions about, these new houses that are being built. They might be new now, but the hotel that added on, I remember, they came to us with permits and stuff, but their original permit to add on to the hotel on 2nd Street was 10 years ago, I think it was.
Yes, at least, maybe more.
Yeah, at least, or more, yeah. So now it's ministerial, unless they change something on it, and that's why they had to come to us when they wanted to put the parking lot in the back and close the parking lot in the front. That's why they had to come to Locac and land use, because they changed it. If they didn't change it, they wouldn't have had to come to us. That's my understanding or my questioning, but still, it'd be nice to have somebody from the county come down and give us a presentation on it. That's their job.
Okay, thank you.
I see some hands up.
May I speak? May I ask a question? Or,
Yeah, and then we
Okay.
can go to Lisa Denker next.
okay, Lindy's not here. She's the one that was kind of driving this bus, but my understanding is the ministerial permits are just something we might be interested in seeing what is being permitted in Los Osos. There's a lot of things being permitted that we don't know about that might be of interest to us. And Dave, I understand your comment that we're not going to get angry about every tree or go, fighting somebody, but there might be conversations that could be had about a tree that somebody might say, oh, I didn't know that was important to anybody. I'm not saying that's what would happen, but I think it's just that there are people that would like to see what is being permitted in Los Osos on a daily basis. The county has a website that's pretty much impossible to use. You can narrow it down to what's been done this year in Los Osos, but there's like 170 of those permits. Sometimes they're permitted and given the same day. So there's really no way we can even address something like that. And the deal on this website is that it doesn't tell you what it is. It doesn't tell you where it is. It ultimately tells you where it is, but you literally have to click on every single entry. You can get a location, but you really can't find out what it's for. It's non-informative. It's difficult to use. It's impossible to use in a way that would be beneficial. So we've been trying to get the county to send us information about ministerial permits or help us use the website, and they're unwilling to do so. So this was a conversation that we wanted to have in front of the public. So if the public had any ideas as to how we might go about getting the county to respond to us in some way, we are open to hearing what you have to say, because we've been kind of going around in circles for the past couple of months now, trying to work the website, trying to get the county to tell us something, and we're just getting nowhere. So if anybody has any information at all that would help us, we could really use it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sue. Someone want to let Lisa Anchor? She was next.
Hello.
Sorry about that, Lisa.
Oh, no, that's fine. My question is, I was alerted, oh gosh, maybe a week or two ago. No, it was further back in September. There's a new building project on Rosina Drive. You guys know it runs off of Pine, Rosina.
Mhm.
And what I heard is it's too late to appeal that, even though it's in the prohibition zone. So Larry, is this one where they went through all the hoops years ago? Do you know?
I
It's
don't know
It's
specifically.
550 Rosina Drive.
I don't know specifically this. I don't remember all the ones, but if I can get the webpage working, we can look at it. Rosina Drive. So I'm writing the address, 550 Rosina Drive, and I can investigate and find out, if it was done. Recently, it should have come to us. The ones that I am backlogged on, I don't have one on Rosina Drive that I know of. So we'll
Okay.
look into it, and I can get back to you on it.
Okay.
What is the work that's been done?
They're building a house.
There is no house there now?
I think it's an actual single family residential. If I'm understanding, I could be wrong. Maybe it's an ADU, but I think it's single family residential.
Because I'm looking just on the map and I see a house there, so I don't know. I mean, on Google, so I don't know, whatever.
550 Rosina. It's the empty lot in between two built out properties.
Oh, I don't know.
Can I ask a second question about the ministerials?
Sure.
I spent some time looking on that. I was really interested in the tree permits that you get through ministerial. And I wanted to see, what do they have these tree service companies do? Because they mostly go and get the permits. Well, it varies company to company how they do it. Sometimes they have the homeowner do it. Sometimes the company includes taking care of the permitting. Well, I was looking for info, like why was the tree removed? And did they replace the tree? And I didn't see those important pieces because there's been some tree loss. In fact, a stand of pines in Baywood on the peninsula, Baywood Park, excuse me, and over on Baywood Way. And it was a stand of 5 pines. And I've asked around about why those were taken out and have not been able to get a full story on it. So that started my search on there, and there was no information that I was looking for, even when you look up a tree removal. You just get an address, that's it. That's what I found. Could have been a user error, but I found it, I just found no information attached. I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, I know. I've seen those things, being kind of involved in a hotel property I worked on. We had the tree service come in once a year and do what's called risk management. And they had an arborist, and he would decide, if a tree had to come down or not, or what had to be trimmed or not. But I don't know what other services use and stuff, or what their criteria are. But Lisa, but it's a question I will ask somebody and see if I can get an answer for you.
Yeah, or if we ever get Del Rio, Code Enforcement Del Rio, to come to either Tree and Landscape or to this group or Locac.
We are trying with him.
I know those. Yeah. Those questions were submitted already, so yeah. Yeah, thanks, Trish. I hope that happens. That'd be great. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I see Paul's got his hand up.
Hi, all. My understanding of a ministerial permit, or I'm not sure why they're calling it that, Lynette, refer to this. If something meets code, there's a very clear code, has to be this much setback, it can't be taller than this, all that stuff. If it meets all of that, then there would be no reason for that to come to us. Because if it meets code, we can't say, well, we don't want to let you build it. So minor use permits, which don't meet, it's my understanding is those don't meet the code exactly. So that's why they are not ministerial. They are somewhat subject to the community, but mostly subject to the planning commission. But if something is 6 inches or smaller, you don't have to get a permit. Then if it's 6 inches or smaller, you can't make people get permits. You know what I mean? As long as they're following what the requirements are, then there's no reason, there's no business for us to be telling them, well, we don't, you can't cut down that tree, because they're doing it per code. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. If we had examples, we could tell if it makes sense or not.
Sue has her hand up.
Sue hasn't.
I just want to say, I understand what you're saying, Paul, and you're right. But there are things going on that have brought up questions. My understanding is that when they build ADUs, they're supposed to be on land that's an acre. And that's certainly not the case. Yet they keep permitting the ADUs. So there's a lot going on there that we don't really know about. And it's just, is it wrong to want to just know, just in case there's things going on that shouldn't be? Or is it wrong for us to just know what's going on in our town? I don't think anybody's doing this to try to challenge the permits. I think we all understand they're ministerial. There's nothing we can do about it, but is it wrong that we want to just know about it? Thanks.
Okay. And Paul's got his hand up again.
Paul?
Since you did ask some questions, Sue, thanks. I never said there was anything wrong. I never said there was anything wrong with it. So I just want to be clear. Am I frozen?
Not really.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep,
Yeah, we
No.
can hear you.
Oh, how about now?
Yes.
we can still hear you.
I must have a bad connection.
Okay, you can speak.
Never mind. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, well, you didn't say, you said you couldn't hear. So Sue, I didn't say there was anything wrong with it. I was just trying to clarify, I think what the, how it works legally, but there's certainly no reason for people who are interested in what's going on to not know. I just wanted to clarify that.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Paul, what we were hoping for is that the millions of dollars the county is spending on this new webpage, that, anybody in the public can go in there and see what new things are going on in Los Osos permit wise and what the permit is for, without having to bother county employees to look all this up. It should be public information.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
And it should be available.
That's going to be
And
great.
so that and their $1 million program is not working. That's what our biggest issue is. And they keep
How surprised.
they keep
Yeah, Al
sloughing it
can
off
tell
and
you
going,
stories about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure there's all kinds of good stories about.
I hope they got a money back guarantee.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the permit thing. Anybody have any other questions or comments or anything? Where I'm going to be sending out the information on these projects, so everyone will have time. Please go over them and be prepared on the 11th, next Monday, I'd like to get through as many projects as I could, and not have a million questions. I mean, unless you have really good questions, but, we can make decisions on these projects and move them along.
Dave and Bev have their hand up.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I just, in line with what Larry was saying, Larry, are you going to make this available to the citizens as well as the committee members?
Yes. Well, as soon as we get it all done, Lynette, that's why I was saying Lynette has access to the front page of our Locac thing, our Locac website, and these will be put there, so so the public has access to them.
That's great. And how many are there?
Or Larry.
6.
Oh. We're only doing 3 at the meeting, but we're trying to add 1 more, Larry. So that we're hoping to do 4 in this month, and then the 3 from September we're doing
Next month. Okay.
next month, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll try to get through as many as we can. So there's 3 projects. And yes, they'll be available, hopefully tomorrow.
Great, thanks a lot.
And Dave, I can send them to you personally.
Okay, or we can look at them on the website, either way, but thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just be sure you send them to me so I can post them.
I'm going to do that, Lynette, as soon as we're done.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So any other questions or comments or anything? I'm glad we all got to meet again and see that we're all still here.
And I
And
make a
if-
motion to adjourn.
I think Julie just arrived. Maybe we should tell her about the meeting next Monday.
Okay. Hi, Julie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, hi. We are having another land use meeting next Monday, the 11th at 7 o'clock, a Zoom meeting, to catch up on these backlogged projects that we're to catch up on them.
Okay.
Okay, so we can do it because then they can make it to the Locac meeting on the 28th.
Okay, good idea. So you're going to do all 6 or how many?
We're going to try to do 4 of them.
Okay.
And then do the other 3 the following month.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did you go through the things you had on the draft agenda for tonight?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We are
Is there anything you wanted to comment or talk about or?
Only my only thought on the ministerial items is that, those are over-the-counter permits, and if you want to see the details, you got to get those through maybe the Public Record Act, but people, they're within their right to do whatever they're doing to the home or the property per the standards, and that's why we don't get them referred to us. So I don't know if you covered that already, but yeah, just the definition of ministerial is why we don't get them.
Yeah. I mean, we understood that, and even but the question we have is that, like, even on the county website, you can see somebody got a business permit, and but it'd be nice to know, like, vaguely, not personally, but vaguely, what kind of business is it? Or are you not in detail or anything, just, on the ministerial, that's what we were saying, on the
Okay.
ministerial permit, just to have an idea what's going on in our neighborhood,
Yeah.
and without having to go through a public record search.
Well, those aren't very hard. I do them all the time, but, okay. I just was, kind of curious about
Okay.
that, but otherwise,
Okay.
for sure, I'll be here next Monday to, go through some projects. I assume you'll send out an agenda with those referrals, or which project?
Tomorrow we're going to try to send it all out. The
Okay.
projects we're going to be going over and all the information we have on them.
Very good. I just didn't see the agenda on the website and just went back to my email to find the draft to get this Zoom link, and thought I'd take a shot to see if you were actually meeting.
Yeah, we did. Yes.
Julie, the web, go ahead,
having-
Lynette.
I'm having trouble on the website, so the Zoom link and all the documents for this meeting were posted on the homepage.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I didn't find that.
Yeah, look for the rest of everything else unless I can get this problem fixed. There was some malicious code on some of the pages that I've had a professional cleaning those pages out, but she hasn't done yet. So the homepage works. So that's where I'm just gonna have to put everything until I can, get a fire under her to finish up.
Okay, yeah, I just went right to the land use page and I didn't see anything, so I didn't participate. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Julie.
Julie, I sent you the email. I sent you the
Yeah,
agenda.
on Friday, and I thought there was some question whether or not there'd be another agenda be posted on Saturday based on Trish's comments.
I have no idea.
Well,
Sorry.
apparently it didn't
Okay.
happen, so we'll see you next Monday.
Sounds good. Okay, so the meeting is adjourned until next Monday. Everyone have a good week.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming, showing up.
Thank
Larry,
you.
can you hang on for a second?
Yeah,
Larry, can you hang on for a second?
yes.
Bye.
Okay, Larry, hi.
Hi.
So I emailed the three. And I emailed the McLaughlins. Now, I can't find their referral package. Do you, by any chance, could you send it to me? It's 78.
00078.
Yes. I have no idea where that would be.
And this was the
This was the already
storage unit.
built. Yeah, already built.
Storage unit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if I don't, let me look it up right now. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay, and should I just send the files
I
now
don't-
to Lynette and she can
Pardon?
post them? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. No, go ahead. I don't even know if we actually ever got the one from McLaughlin. I remember the email was sent to Trish. And it was brought up. Let me see if I ever got it or if there's any way we can pull it up and find it. But right offhand, I remember it because they emailed Trish and me, and Trish knows them somewhere or another through school. And then it kind of went from there.
All right, do you
But
want me to
maybe-
email to get
No.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me look first,
Okay,
and then if not, I'll tell you I can't find it, and we'll try something else. But you know the
Oh.
last numbers?
Oh, I know where it might be. Ian Landreth, maybe. He's the one, it's his, it's not.
Yeah,
Here
there
it
you
is.
go.
Let me see. I am attached, there it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, so I will
Here.
send that. Go ahead.
You're wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, God, no. All right, so I will send now, but we're sending them with having not talked to anybody, and we still don't, I just told them the McLaughlins that we could do it earlier if they wanted to. They may still choose to stay on the November, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's gonna have to go up on the website anyway.
Yeah. And again, so you know, if you get responses back from some of these folks that they can't make it on the 11th, we can open it up to the other three.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Let's give them an opportunity to, respond back. Yes, they can make it if they have previous engagements, because it's only a week notice. That then we can maybe, squeeze somebody else in there.
okay. All right, then I will,
But yeah, get it out to those four, or
okay, I will get it out
them
to
and
those- I got it out to those four, and I will send Lynette these four whatever. And
Yeah.
then we'll just go from there.
go from there. Okay.
Yeah, and then I won't have time for several days to ferret through those next three and figure them out and notify those people. I sort of have to concentrate on getting the letters written for the Coastal Commission that's due
No
on
problem.
Friday.
No problem. Yeah, for the vacation rentals.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And then I
Don't
just
worry
have-
about the next three.
Oh, okay, all right, but I'll take care of it. If you can zero in on what exactly they are, then that would be great, but if not, I think I can deal with it, so. Yeah, it'll be the weekend before I get to it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
so
play date Sunday.
play date Sunday, you're on. Let me just make sure. Yes. Oh, Leo misses her. Oh, he just has no way to get out his energy. Oh, okay, play date. Leo, no, Ruby. Okay, 11 o'clock again?
Got it.
Okay. And I will create an invitation and mail that out to everybody tonight. And I need to get that to Lynette as well.
Invitation.
For the
Invitation
meeting,
for what?
the 11th.
Oh, for the meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And
And-
to Sandra, get all this to Sandra too.
Okay, Sandra and Lynette. Sandra.
Just
Okay, I'll ask her to put it out. All right, sounds good.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Larry. I'll end this thing. Oh, God. Okay, bye.
Bye.